everybody. I'm Brian.
And I'm Alan.
Welcome to Nevada Trails. And thanks again to the Piney Mountain Trails Association and the Brewery Arts Center for supporting the show.
Today we'll be talking about different sports that are happening in our backcountry, people that are using our trails, what they're doing, how they're doing it, and how they're doing it responsibly.
Exactly. And we're also going to be talking to Russ T. Chambers from the Cowboy...
Roop County Cowboy Shooters Association.
Exactly.
That's a mouthful right there.
Yeah. And then we're also going to be looking at Slacker Racing sent us a video on the Virginia City Grand Prix.
This is Nevada Trails. Hello, we're here with Russ T. Chambers from Roop County Cowboy Shooters Association.
That's
Welcome.
Right. Russ.
Thank you.
And so I guess tell us a little bit about the brief history of cowboy shooting and the Roop County Cowboy Shooters Association.
Well, cowboy shooting's been going on for a long time. Started down in Southern California. Our club, Roop County Cowboy Shooters Association, is named after the first territorial governor of Nevada, and the county that was named after him, which was in northern Washoe County at the time.
Mm-hmm. And I guess there was a big gunfight out there. And
there was a little conflict with California as to where the division between Nevada territory and the state of California was. Roop County said that Susanville and what is now Lassen County was really part of Roop County. Mm-hmm. And Plumas County said, no, it's part of our county. And they fought a little battle for about a day and a half over there, whereupon nobody was hurt, but the decision was made to let the federal government decide whether or not Susanville belonged to California or belonged to Nevada.
Cool.
Well, Russ, how long has your shooting association been around?
Roop County's been around now for probably about 15, 16 years. We shot under a couple of different names for about a year or two before that, before we formally grouped ourselves as Roop County Cowboy Shooters Association. Single Action Shooting Society's been around for about 25 plus years. I've been shooting with SAS now for probably about 20 years.
And now this is, you talk about SAS, and basically everybody kind of gets dressed up, period, and you use older stuff.
Everything has to be kind of prior to 1900. Cowboy action shooting tends to center after the Civil War, so you're talking about 1865, 1868 through 1900. Firearms have to be prior to 1900. People can shoot cap and ball revolvers, and a lot of people do. But rifles and shotguns tend to be a little bit more modern.
Okay.
So what about the name? You get a name, you get dressed up. Talk about that a little bit.
You're required to shoot under an alias.
Okay.
You can't shoot under your real name.
Okay.
Single Action Shooting Society has a register. They have a register of aliases. And if somebody has picked your alias or anything that sounds, when you pronounce it, similar to your alias, you can't register. And you're asked to pick something else. So obviously, names like Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday and all those have gone by the wayside multiple years ago. My badge number for SAS is 262. Right now, they're issuing badge numbers in the 9,000 to 10,000 range.
Wow. So there's quite a few people doing it.
But they never reissue a badge number.
Okay.
And it's international.
Uh-huh.
There are people in Europe, Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, when I was looking it up, there was Italians and all that stuff, dressing up Western and getting into it, shooting the old American.
Matter of fact, the Italians
guns.
right now just had a European national match, and which is kind of fitting because most of the reproductions of the firearms that we shoot are from Italy.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk also about clothing. I know that for most of the guys, they're dressed up pretty good, pretty period accurate. But if I was going out for the first time, how strict is that?
At our club, as long as you come out and you're not wearing tennis shoes, a baseball cap, and shorts. If you've got a pair of work boots, a pair of denim jeans or whatever, a work shirt, and either no hat or a cowboy hat, some kind of cowboy hat, you're fine.
And eye protection and
ear protection is required whether you're shooting or not.
Okay.
Anywhere near the range. So even spectators that come out expect to bring some eye protection of some sort.
And just the standard foam earplugs work just fine.
Foam earplugs work fine, and we do supply some earplugs. We're a little short on sunglasses for people.
Okay, now I guess you guys get together how often?
We get together once a month, usually the second Sunday of the month. February is going to be a little different this year. We're shooting, matter of fact, this coming Sunday, which is the 3rd. We haven't missed a shoot in 15 years now, except for one January where the snow was so bad you couldn't even get to the range. Other than that, we've had at least a minimal shoot every month.
Okay. And I guess what would a shoot consist of?
Normally we shoot 5 stages. And a stage is a little scenario where you shoot 2 pistols, which is why you normally are required 2 pistols, a rifle of ilk to this 73 Winchester model, and a shotgun, which can either be a side-by-side, like I have, or a pump-action Model 97 Winchester. And you shoot each little stage. It's a preset course. You shoot 10 pistol rounds, anywhere from 8 to 9 to 10 rifle rounds, and anywhere from 2 to 6 normally shotgun rounds at targets.
Well, why 5 rounds in a 6-round shooting gun? Explain that.
The requirement is that when you load the gun, when you bring the hammer back and put it down, the hammer has to be on an empty chamber.
So safety.
Basically, it's safety because if the gun were to drop and fall and you hit the hammer, it will fall on an empty round and
But
not
safety's
discharge.
huge out there. From what I've seen, you guys are...
You
that's the
don't
number
load a
one
gun until
priority.
you're at the loading table.
Uh-huh.
You proceed from the loading table, you shoot the targets, you clear your guns at an unloading table where they make sure that all the
So someone verifies
the
it
pistols
visually.
are physically empty, the rifle is physically empty, and the shotgun is physically empty.
Okay. And you have a bunch of classes, I guess. So there's different kinds of shooters that go out there?
At our shoots, we don't really segregate people into classes, but they do have, at major matches, whether you shoot a traditional pistol, which is like I have here, or one that's got adjustable sights in the back, you shoot modern or traditional. You can shoot black powder cartridge, which is what I shoot, which means that my rounds are loaded with black powder as opposed to smokeless.
Which is more traditional, period.
Yeah, you get a lot of smoke and a lot of flash.
You have to kind of...
And a lot of noise. You hope for a breeze. My rifle was designed around a black powder round. My shotgun definitely was a black powder round to begin with.
Cool.
The 97s are smokeless round designed, and therefore if you shoot a 97, you've got to shoot in smokeless categories.
Okay. So I would think people would want to stay in their time
Some
period
people
they
do.
shoot
They like to
within.
stay in character. They'd like to stay period. Other people want to go to win.
Yeah.
And they tend to go for lighter calibers, smokeless loads,
Okay.
and light loads.
Okay. And people can camp out there, and basically you guys do
At
camp
our
outs and
range,
stuff like that?
during the summer, we do have several board members that come out and camp over Saturday night, and then are there early in the morning for Sunday's shoot.
And if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what would the web page be?
www.rccsa.com.
And that stands for Root County Cowboy Shooters Association. All right. Well, great. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mountain, beautiful, sunny, snowy day. Getting ready to launch. Dug out a little launch here, packed down the snow. We got Brian, student, getting training. We'll be flying with this. This is a Falcon tandem. I'll be launching it, and Brian will be flying the rest of the flight. Getting ready, training for his solo flying. We'll get set up and launched. Hello! Step, 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 step. Well, the moment of truth has finally arrived. I've been waiting for this for a while, and I guess I get to fly this thing. So Alex is going to let go here, and we'll do a little bit of some stalls and some turns, stuff like that. Basically just get a feel for how this glider works. Now it's time to do the stalls, and if you listen to the wind, you can hear the glider slow down, and we'll start to fall a little bit. Well, those were some pretty weak stalls, but being my first flight, I really am doing everything, just barely controlling it, you know, just trying to do everything in little tiny steps. Well, we get to do some 360s here, and it's just about time for Alex to land this thing, so he's going to go ahead and take over. We need to check out the windsock, make sure we got good winds, headwinds coming in at a nice decent pace. It sure seemed a lot slower the second time. This is my second altitude flight here, so it's just once you're used to it, it's a lot slower, and it just doesn't take much to control the thing. Coming in here for a nice, easy landing, and it looks like it's going to be a nice, perfect 3-step landing. Woo! Thank you.
In order to protect our riding opportunities, we've got to tread lightly. That means staying on roads, trails, and areas designated for ATVs. Also, go over, not around trail obstacles to avoid widening trails. And cross rivers slowly, and only at places where the trail crosses the stream. Join the millions of responsible riders who protect our privileges and our natural resources by treading lightly in the outdoors. Visit Tread Lightly at treadlightly.org.
Welcome to the 2007 Virginia City Grand Prix. There are many things that make this event special, and there are a series of things you must do to get there. You can choose to register early, or you can choose to register once you get there. However, if you don't take early registration, I can guarantee you are going to have several hundred riders in front of you. Once you've mailed in your entry form, there's a drawing party you can attend. Now, many people make this an event all on its own. Once you arrive at the party, you can mingle with some of the riders, share stories with other riders, talk to the members of the club, and generally just have a good time. This year we found out that our chef was none other than Nick Fain, local rider and past Grand Prix winner. As the riders line up and get ready for Saturday's events, there's quite a few things happening behind the scenes. Bob Kavakas, better known as Motormouth to most riders, has been involved in the Virginia City Grand Prix since 1975 and is pretty much considered an institution in the sport. As the start of the race draws near, spectators start crowding walls, sidewalks, and streets just to get a good shot of what's going to happen next. Meanwhile, the riders check their bikes, check their starting position, and check the butterflies in their stomachs. The riders prepare for this event in many ways. This guy's doing jumping jacks. And look, he found a friend. One of the most important things this Grand Prix does is bring money in for the community. An auction was held for the very coveted zero numbers. Now, if your wallet is fat enough, you can definitely come in here and get these numbers, and you will be getting a 1-minute advantage over all the other riders. After that, it's pretty much a free-for-all. The riders are stacked 10 abreast and let off every 15 seconds. Unfortunately, motorcycle racing is a dangerous sport, and sometimes accidents do happen. As happened to be the case for the rider on bike number 142. As you'll be able to see, as he and another rider crest a hill, something goes terribly wrong. They tangle and both go down. This incident caused the race to be stopped. Emergency crews had to deal with a motorcycle that was on fire and tend to a very hurt rider. Although the rider did not have any life-threatening injuries, he still had to take a bus ride to the hospital. As the riders enter the main part of the course, our friend Brad Kohler did not disappoint when he promised he'd come in first for this camera shot. Nick Fain is the first rider through the riverbed. He managed to lead the race for 2 laps until mechanical problems took him out. It is a delicate balance of speed and grace to get through some of these obstacles. More times than not, speed and balance have nothing to do with the bottlenecks that get caused during these races. After the riverbed, there's this creek crossing with this jump, which leads the riders onto 6 Mile Canyon. Some of the competitors are very graceful and like showing it off. Some of the competitors are not so graceful. And if there's somewhere you don't want to fall, is in this particular water. Now I realize you guys have heard enough of me and had enough of my chit chat, so I'll sign off for now. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video and the music we've selected for you.
And here come the freaks now. And here come the freaks now. All this time you locked away, not to see the lights and day. Now the genie's out, never fit into the bottle it's been hiding. Give the freaks to live in your mind. All the day became a game until the devil's rage. Now the seats are split.
All right, Brian with Slacker Racing. I'm here with Phil and Sean. Now, you guys drove all the way from Gunderson, Colorado, is that correct? Now, how long of a drive was that?
15 and a half hours.
What on earth made you come out to Virginia City for the Grand Prix?
Virginia City is just an awesome race. We've heard all about it, you know, and we represent Gunderson Motorsports out of Gunderson, Colorado. Just coming up here, just have fun.
All right, now tell me a little bit about Gunderson Motorsports.
We got Fritz Cadlick. He's a 9-time gold medalist champion for the Enduro and the World Championship, and he owns a business. ISD. Yep. This is the main mechanic for the shop right here. He's also the mechanic on the road. Sean Seckman, he's a hell of a mechanic all the way around. He takes care of us all the way around on the road.
So you put a lot of hours working on this guy's bikes and anything else that comes in that's just tore up for these races, huh?
Yeah, man, we got 12 bikes. It's been 3 days till midnight. I mean, all days. We drove all night last night, but you know, we're just trying to get our buddies out there and finish. You know?
So tell me a little bit more about, I mean, what do you guys do besides riding? I mean, you guys got day jobs. You're a mechanic. What do you do for a living?
I'm retired. I supply him with beer and make sure he works on my bike well.
You're fired.
And I just wanted to say thanks again to our sponsors, the Pine Nut Mountain Trails Association and the Brewery Arts Center. appreciate you supporting the show. And the Pine Mountain Trails Association having their meetings first Thursday of every month at the Roundtable Pizza, Topsy Lane, South End of Carson City. And today we got to
interview Russ T. Chambers. That was an interesting interview, and got to touch and play with a lot of cool guns. That was always fun.
Exactly. And we want to remind all the shooters out there, just to pick up your brass when you go out there. That's your signature. People know that that's your mess, basically. So try not to leave your signature in the places you play like that.
For sure. And also, obviously, when you're talking about guns, you got to talk about safety.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're safe, it's a fun sport. And it's critical that we practice safe. And you saw him check his guns. He was very safe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And as far as safety goes, you saw a hang gliding video. That's my going through the lessons with a registered, licensed instructor, all that good stuff. You don't go out there and jump on a hang glider off the garage sale and try to do these things. It is dangerous, and as my life insurance person telling me, but just try to keep it safe when you're out there, and like the motorcycle race too. We got that.
Yeah, he's been trying to get me into hang gliding, and yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
So Slacker Racing sent us a wonderful video. Appreciate them making a full product, and I think that's what they do. So, and you can check out our website, nv-trails.org.
Or you can the webcast at nevadatrails.bactv.org.
And that's nvtrails.bactv.org. And then our email, tv@nv-trails.org. If you have any kind of stuff you want us to go out and shoot it, you got music for the shoots, anything like that, club events, stuff like that.
Yeah. So, thanks for watching Nevada Trails.
Lean. Step, 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 step.